ever think about, because there were always, I knew some people that did this. There were Africans that would marry American women to get a green card.
Oh yeah, that's what a lot of people thought.
There was that factor.
Yeah.
Oh, these Nigerian 419ers, and he might be getting something.
Some of my friends were like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, because that was it 90 Day Fiance?
Yes.
Thing?
Oh, yes.
That thing's been like a big show.
Yeah.
And so you got a lot of African men or people that try to get this green card. I'm sure that was
a lot of people thought that.
A lot of people threw that to us. A lot of people said that to us. A lot. But then, like I said, at the end of the day, marriage is between two people. Mm-hmm. People will say what they want to say, what they want to believe, but at the end of the day, we are forever grateful that we never lied to each other. And that's why we're able to build what we have today, because we were both genuine to each other. We're like, hey, this is what it is. It was a big jump for me because, not growing up here, I didn't know, you have this big American dream. You don't know how, when. And then when I look today and I see what we have both built, and one thing I respect about her, I give her flowers all the time. During that phase of our life when we're living with our parents, she was disappointed in herself as a young woman. Sure. She had a dream. She thought, she's going to move right into a nice house when she gets married and all of that. And when all of those things were not there, I respect her so much because she didn't allow the lack of those things stop her from expressing a genuine love towards me. To the point that she's like, hey, let's tough it out. I'm not talking about some old woman or some rich woman. No, this is a beautiful young girl, and I know she has to go with she has to do with what our friends probably think or, stuff like that. But she stood her ground like, hey, I love you. Let's figure it out. And when we decided that we're going to get married, I knew right there that I have found a real one. But then, this is what I would say, because this is where a lot of young men let women like this down. Okay. When a woman loves you genuinely and trusts you, and you don't have your stuff together, it is not time for you to feel like you found a stupid woman. It's not time for you to feel like, she's weak.
Take advantage.
Yeah. Take advantage of her. Nope. That woman is trusting you and giving you a chance.
How long did it take you before you got your first job and got moving and got up
So
on your feet?
when we got married, our parents actually offered us 6 months. And by then I was already waiting for my work permits to be ready. Then COVID happened.
Oh, shit.
So
6 months turned to 2 years.
6 months turned to 2 years. Now, the first time I wanted to get a job, she didn't want it.
Yeah, I was like, no, I don't want you to get a job. I was like, you'll get stuck in the trap and you'll never stop working.
She was like, don't get in that American trap. You will never stop working. But I said to her, I'm not that kind of man. Because right there, I already recognize that this is a very good girl. I don't care if she tells me don't get a job, because she's saying don't get a job, that I should keep chasing my career, my musical career, which, I appreciate that. But at the end of the day, you don't want to ever put yourself in a position where you start stressing kindness.
Yep.
So for me as a young man, it was important for me to show her that, yes, you're kind towards me, telling me not to do this, but I'm not going to stay in the house. I'm going to try and get a job. So my first job in America was with YMCA. It was a volunteer job, and I didn't even get paid, but I took it. Because for me, I wanted to make sure I'm leaving the house and coming, getting into the, And after volunteering with YMCA, they offered me a paid gig, a paid position. But while I was in YMCA, I was still applying for other jobs. The same day YMCA gave me an offer letter, Lowe's gave me an offer letter. So I came home and I told her I got 2 jobs.
That's Nigerians for you. I'm telling you.
Left home going to his first job, came back with 2. You're never gonna believe this.
And I graduated college. I have a PhD. I just figure I leave the house.
I just figure.
God, this is so Nigerian. My pops, I remember I was 14, 15. He said, you have to get that job. I said, oh, okay. He said, there's a grocery store. You guys have Ralph's here. It's called Dominic's in Chicago. He goes, there's Dominic's down the street. Go on and get a application. Boom, you have 15. Boom. So I said, all right. I went, put my clothes on, walked a couple blocks away, and I walk in and I go to the office. Oh, where's your management office, whatever? And there's this Italian. I remember this dude Rick, Italian guy, so Italian. He goes, "Yeah, you looking for a job?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, my father said I got a job. You want to work right now?" I go, "Yeah."
Straight up.
He goes, "Okay, get him a name tag."
I'm
straight up.
dead.
And my father said, "How did it go?" "I'm at work, Dad."
Let me tell you right now. Let me tell you.
I started
he would
bagging.
be so proud
I was
of you.
bagging groceries. He goes, "I'm at work." He goes, "Good, very good."
Yeah.
Yes. And then the guy goes, I'm bagging groceries. That's my first job on the spot.
Yeah.
It was at 12 in the afternoon. I'm bagging. And the guy goes, "You got any other friends that are employed?" I go, "Yeah." I called my buddy Kyle. So 50 all my buddies are like, we're all working.
Yeah.
They go,
Bro, that's
just
it.
like
That's
so
hysterical.
Nigerian.
No,
It's a
that's it.
Nigerian thing, man.
But then she refused. She was like, "No, you can't do 2 jobs. I don't want you to fall sick."
One was in Stanford, one was in Norwalk. You had no
So
license or
I had no
car.
license and I got 2 jobs.
So
You know, because my head is, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
damn
You
right.
know, go here, you know, I will figure it out. But she was like, "No, just do one." So I ended up doing Lowe's, which because the reason why I said I'll figure it out was YMCA was during the day. So I was calculating that, okay, if I do YMCA from 9 in the morning to like 2 in the afternoon, come back home, rest for a few minutes, go to Lowe's by 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So she would drive me to Lowe's at 10 p.m. When I say realest one, this girl.
And so he was out of the house a lot, so that was a good thing.
No, you know,
Because after a while, family be like, "This."
no, but this is the thing.
still here,
Another
huh?
learning moment.
Yes.
I recognized that her parents gave me the greatest gift
Which one?
anybody can give to a young man that just got married. They put a roof over my head. You know, so the first thing I did was I sat there and I said, how can I be valuable to this family? So if I'm not applying for a job, do you guys need help with anything? In a respectful way. I will help to clean the house. It's nothing. It's not written on my body that I clean my in-laws' house. It's nothing. But it's just me showing my appreciation. When she goes to work, before she comes back, in our little room, I will lay the bed because I don't want her to ever come back to the bed not laid. That was my own form of contribution because I never wanted to be in that house and I wasn't contributing because at that point, yes, I didn't have cash, but I have my hand.
Wow.
I can be valuable, you know. So I did things to keep me valuable in the house. So when that job came, you know the funny thing about the Lowe's job?
Yeah.
Because I was serious about it. The Lowe's job, it was her mom that saw it. Because you see, I'm vocal about it.
Yeah.
So they know this guy is really looking for.
You're not just talking.
Right.
I'm not just talking.
Yeah.
They know I'm looking for an opportunity. So our mom said, "Oh, Lowe's is hiring." Say no more. Lowe's is hiring. I was there. And boom, that's how I got the job.
Now you're gonna get sponsored by Lowe's.
You know? Yeah, wait, Lowe's.
Okay, hold on.
Lowe's, 8 million followers now, over 3 billion views. Tell me something.
They're gonna be talking
I
about
walked in.
people be like,
I know, right?
I will be. Guess what? My first day at Lowe's. It's a beautiful story. It was her father that drove me to my job. Dropped me off. Good man. He said, "I know you've never done this kind of job. Just keep your head down. Do the best you can, and just enjoy the ride." Good man. Dropped me off in the afternoon. I went in there, started doing the job, and I used to look at my colleagues. Every time I walk into Lowe's, I never walked in there like I'm just there to get a check. I walked into Lowe's like I own it.
Yeah.
That was my mentality. So when they give me my job, I do it properly to the best of my knowledge. You know, and today, look at it. I have my own company and I'm building my own business because that is the mentality that I went to Lowe's
I
with.
feel like this story is going to end with one day you owning a Lowe's.
Yeah.
Like,
That would be so cool.
that is
Full circle.
That's another 154 conversation in the books. We are bridging culture back to its roots.
from Africa to the world, we're telling stories our way.
So make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share your voice in the comments. This is 154.